One day when Jesus went into the synagogue to teach,
he saw a man there with a crippled hand.
It was shriveled and small,
unable to cut wood or hold a child.
Jesus saw him,
and the chance to heal that hand.
He also heard the whispers of those who loved religion,
and he wanted them to love God.
He had the man stand up in front of them and taught them.
God is good. He saves lives.
And doesn't wait for people to clean up their act
before he loves them.
Then he said to the man with the shriveled up,
not working, shame-filled,
unattractive, clenched-up fist,
stretch out your hand.
And bones extended,
with muscle and skin wrapped around.
Fingers stretched,
hand opened, revealing a clean palm for the first time.
It was whole,
restored,
made new.
Amazing!
Amazing how God makes things new.
With his own hands.
Jesus touched a coffin.
And a young man breathed deep and was given back to his mother.
With his hands he reached out
and took the 12-year-old daughter's lifeless fingers and said,
"My child, get up."
And she did. With his hands he broke up a single portion of bread.
And broke it.
And broke it.
Until there was enough for thousands.
With his hands he brought a little child close to his side and said,
"This is what you should be like."
Small before God.
Not big in our own eyes.
He placed his hands on the back of a woman who could not stand up.
She couldn't feel the sun on her face.
Or look an adult in the eye.
And he healed her.
Strong and tall.
She was whole, restored, made new.
With his hands he held baby
after baby after baby and touched their small baby heads.
And prayed for them, each one a gift.
With his hands he moved through crowds,
gestured as he spoke about God,
and wrote forgiveness in the dirt,
and prayed,
and wiped away tears,
and healed,
and embraced,
and healed some more.
With his wonderful hands he ate the Last Supper,
shared bread with his betrayer,
gripped the earth in his despair as he cried out,
"Your will be done."
His hands healed a servant's wound.
His hands were bound as he was arrested.
With his wonderful hands he carried the cross.
And his hands were nailed down.
His wonderful hands were wrapped in cloth.
And his body placed in a borrowed tomb.
We can hardly take it in.
Because we are crippled in spirit.
Full of fear and shame.
But there's hope. Because he rose again, walked out
of that grave, alive, restored, made new.
And with his hands he greeted astonished friends,
held out his palms for the doubters to see and touch.
With his alive-again hands he ate fish,
served food,
cooked,
taught,
restored,
prayed.
He lifted those hands up to God
and blessed the crowds. He blessed everyone who saw him and believed.
And everyone who would never see him.
And yet still believe.
Keeping us firmly in the grip
of his nail-scarred hand.
How could we ever respond to this?
Only one thing to do. Stretch out your hand.
Stretch out your hand and take hold of who has done this for us.
Grip the hand of the risen Christ.
Claim him as your own and find yourself.
Find your life, whole, restored, made new.